When your name is called, there will be no second answer, no rehearsal, no chance to clarify what you meant or explain what you intended. The moment arrives without warning, without negotiation, and what you have become in this life will be all you can offer in that moment. I am speaking to you now not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Because the truth you avoid in the noise of your daily routines is the truth that will stand before you when all noise has ceased. Your name will echo in a silence so absolute that every distraction you ever used to avoid this moment will be exposed as the illusion it always was. You live as though time is infinite. You move through your days collecting things that cannot cross with you into eternity. You chase titles that will not be recognized, wealth that will not be counted, and approval from people who will not be there when your name is spoken. And I have watched you. I have watched you prioritize what fades over what remains. I have seen you invest in shadows while ignoring substance. But the day is coming when none of that will matter. When your name is called, you will not be asked what you owned. You will be asked what you gave. You will not be asked how many followed you. You will be asked who you served. This is not a distant reality. This is the only reality. Everything you see around you, every structure you believe is permanent, every relationship you think is unshakable, every achievement you assume defines you, all of it is temporary scaffolding around the one thing that endures, the condition of your soul. And the condition of your soul is determined not by what you say you believe, but by how you live when no one is watching. By what you choose when the choice costs you something, by whether you love when it is inconvenient, by whether you forgive when you have every right to hold a grudge. You have been given a lifetime to prepare your answer, not an answer of words, but an answer of evidence, the evidence of a life lived in alignment with what is eternal, or a life spent resisting it. And here is the truth that no one wants to hear. You cannot fake this answer. You cannot perform your way through it. You cannot negotiate or bargain when your name is called. There is no lawyer to speak on your behalf, no character witness to soften the truth. It will be you and the full weight of every choice you made. Many of you are afraid of this moment, and you should be, not because you will be condemned without cause, but because you know deep in the part of yourself you refuse to examine that you have been living for the wrong things. You know you have placed your security in what cannot save you. You know you have numbed yourself to the quiet voice that has been calling you towards something higher, something truer. And that fear you feel is not punishment, it is mercy. It is the last alarm before the door closes. But listen carefully, this is not a message of despair, this is a message of clarity. Because knowing that your name will be called changes everything. It reorders your priorities. It exposes what matters and what does not. It removes the fog of distraction and shows you the path you have been avoiding. When you live with the awareness that you will one day stand in that silence and answer for this life, you stop wasting time on things that do not matter. You stop pretending that comfort is the goal. You stop believing that accumulation equals success. You begin to see that every moment you are given is a chance to build something that will last. Every interaction is an opportunity to leave love or take it. Every decision is a vote for the person you are becoming. And the person you are becoming is the person who will answer when your name is called, not the person you pretend to be in public, not the person you wish you were, the person you actually are when no one is looking. That is the person who will stand in the silence. And what will that person say? What will you say when you are asked, "What did you do with the life I gave you?" Will you have stories of how you served yourself or how you served others? Will you speak of the wealth you gathered or the mercy you extended? Will you point to the platforms you built or the people you lifted? The question is not complicated, but the answer reveals everything. Some of you are living as though this moment will never come. You are angry at the idea that you will be held accountable. You want to believe that death is simply the end, that there is no continuation, no reckoning, no eternal significance to how you lived. But deep down, you know that is not true. You feel it in the quiet moments when the distractions fall away. You sense it in the weight of certain choices, the way some decisions feel heavier than others. That weight is the gravity of eternity pressing into your temporary existence, reminding you that this life is not all there is. And if you are honest with yourself, you will admit that you do not want this life to be all there is. You do not want to believe that love is meaningless, that suffering has no purpose, that justice will never come for the oppressed, that evil will go unanswered. You want there to be more. You want there to be meaning. You want there to be a moment when everything is made right, when truth is revealed, when the hidden is brought to light. That moment is real, and it begins when your name is called. But here is what you must understand. That moment is not separate from this one. The life you live now is the answer you are writing. Every choice, every word, every moment of kindness or cruelty, every act of courage or cowardice, it is all being recorded, not by some external judge keeping a list, but by the person you are becoming. You are the author of your own answer, and when your name is called, you will not be able to blame anyone else for what you have written. This is why I have been speaking to you. This is why I have been pressing into your awareness, disturbing your comfort, interrupting your distractions, because I do not want you to arrive at that moment unprepared. I do not want you to hear your name and realize too late that you spent your entire life building a case for the wrong verdict. I want you to wake up now, while there is still time, while your breath is still in your lungs, while your heartbeat still marks the seconds you have left to choose differently. So what will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue as you have been, hoping that somehow it will all work out, that you will be excused, that the moment will not come? Or will you begin today to live as though your name will be called? Will you reorder your life around what is eternal? Will you stop chasing what cannot satisfy and start building what cannot be destroyed? The choice is yours. It has always been yours, but the time to choose is not infinite. Every breath you take is one breath closer to the moment when your name echoes in the silence. And when it does, there will be no second answer. There will only be the truth of who you became and what you did with the life you were given. Choose wisely. Choose now, because the call is coming and it will not wait for you to be ready. When your name is called, you will not be in a courtroom. You will be in a space beyond description, where all pretense is stripped away, where every mask you wore falls to dust, where the carefully constructed image you presented to the world is revealed as the fragile fiction it always was. And in that space, you will see yourself as you truly are, not as you hoped to be, not as you told yourself you were, but as you actually lived. This moment is not about religion. It is not about which building you attended or which rituals you performed. It is not about the language you spoke when you prayed or the traditions you followed. Those things may have meaning, but they are not the answer. The answer is found in the substance beneath the form, in the truth beneath the words, in the love beneath the performance. Did you live with an open heart, or did you guard it so tightly that nothing could reach you? Did you extend your hand to those who fell, or did you step over them to protect your own comfort? Did you speak truth when it cost you, or did you remain silent to preserve your position? These are the questions that matter. These are the questions that reveal the condition of your soul. And your soul is the only thing that crosses from this life into the next. Everything else stays behind. Your body, your possessions, your reputation, your accomplishments, they remain in the dust. But the person you became, the love you carried, the mercy you showed, the truth you honored, that goes with you. That is what you bring when your name is called. And if you bring emptiness, if you bring a life spent entirely on yourself, if you bring nothing but excuses and justifications and blame, what then? Do you think you will be able to argue your way into acceptance? Do you think you will be able to negotiate a better outcome? There is no negotiation in the face of absolute truth. There is only revelation. You will see clearly what you refused to see while you were alive, and that clarity will be undeniable. But this is not meant to paralyze you with fear. It is meant to liberate you with truth, because once you accept that this moment is coming, once you stop running from it and start preparing for it, everything changes. Your life gains focus. Your choices gain weight. Your relationships gain depth. You stop wasting energy on things that do not matter and start investing in what does. You stop living for applause and start living for substance. You stop performing for an audience and start becoming the person you were created to be. And that person, the true you, is far more beautiful than the version you have been trying to present. That person is capable of extraordinary love, profound courage, deep wisdom. But that person only emerges when you stop hiding behind comfort and convenience. That person only appears when you are willing to face the truth about yourself and choose to grow beyond your limitations. That person is who you are meant to be. And that person is who will answer when your name is called. So how do you become that person? You start by being honest. Honest about your motives, honest about your fears, honest about the ways you have hurt others and the ways you have hurt yourself. You stop pretending that you have it all figured out and admit that you need help, that you need guidance, that you need something greater than yourself to carry you through. And when you make that admission, when you humble yourself before the truth, something shifts. The weight lifts, the path clears. You begin to see what you could not see before. You begin to see that your life is not about you. It is about what you contribute to the whole. It is about the love you leave behind, the light you bring into dark places, the hope you offer to those who have lost it. Your life is a gift, and the question is not what you can get from it, but what you can give through it. And when you live with that understanding, when you make your life an offering rather than an acquisition, you build something that lasts. You create something that matters. You become someone worth being. And when your name is called, you will not be afraid. You will stand in that silence with peace, knowing that you did your best, that you lived with intention, that you chose love over fear, truth over comfort, service over self. You will not claim to be perfect. You will not pretend you never failed, but you will know that you tried, that you grew, that you became more than you were. And that is enough. That is all that is required. Not perfection, but direction. Not flawlessness, but faithfulness. Consider what will remain when everything else is gone. Your bank account will close. Your social media profiles will be deleted forever. Your home will belong to someone else. Your possessions will be divided or discarded. Your job title will be filled by another person. Your physical body will return to the earth. What remains? Only what was eternal to begin with. Only what transcended the material. Only what lived in the realm of the spirit. And what lives in the realm of the Spirit? Love lives there now. Truth lives there. Mercy lives there deeply. Justice lives there. Courage lives there. Sacrifice lives there. These are not abstract concepts. They are the currency of eternity. They are what you can take with you. They are what you will be measured by. Not how much you accumulated, but how much you gave. Not how high you climbed, but how many you lifted. Not how loud you were, but how true. You may say, but I am not ready. I have made too many mistakes. I have failed too many times. I have hurt too many people. And I tell you, readiness is not perfection. Readiness is awareness. Readiness is the willingness to acknowledge your failures and learn from them. Readiness is the courage to apologize, to make amends, to change direction. Readiness is humility in the face of your own limitations and trust in something greater than yourself. Every person who has ever lived has fallen short. Every person has moments they wish they could undo. Every person carries regret. But the difference between those who are ready and those who are not is not the absence of failure. It is the presence of growth. It is the evidence of a life that learned from its mistakes, that grew through its pain, that became wiser through its struggles. That is what will matter when your name is called. Not that you were perfect, but that you were teachable. Not that you never fell, but that you got back up. And some of you are so burdened by your past that you cannot imagine being ready for that moment. You are trapped in shame, convinced that you are beyond redemption, that your mistakes have disqualified you from anything good. But that is a lie. That is the voice of despair. And despair is not from me. I do not deal in despair. I deal in transformation. I deal in the radical possibility that you can become something other than what you have been, that your past does not have to dictate your future, that your worst moments do not define you unless you allow them to. So release the shame. Acknowledge what you have done, yes. Take responsibility, yes. Make amends where you can, yes. But do not carry shame as though it is your identity. It is not. Your identity is not your worst decision. Your identity is your capacity to grow beyond it. Your identity is the person you are choosing to become right now in this moment as you read these words and feel the weight of their truth pressing into your soul. When your name is called, you will not be asked to defend your past. You will be asked to present who you became in spite of it. You will be asked to show the growth that emerged from the pain, the wisdom that came from the mistakes, the compassion that was born from your own suffering. That is the answer that matters. Not I never failed, but I learned. Not I was always right, but I became humble enough to admit when I was wrong. This is the path to readiness. Not denial, but honesty. Not perfection, but progress. Not self-righteousness, but self-awareness. And when you walk this path, when you choose growth over stagnation, truth over comfort, love over fear, you begin to build the answer you will give. You begin to become the person who can stand in that silence without shame, without pretense, without fear, not because you are perfect, but because you are real. And reality is what that moment demands. Not your carefully constructed image, not your public persona, not the version of yourself you show to impress others. Just you, the real you, the you that exists beneath all the layers of performance and protection. The you that only you and I truly know. That is who will answer. That is who must be ready. So I ask you again, are you living in a way that prepares that person, or are you living in a way that buries that person deeper beneath distractions and denials? Are you growing toward readiness, or are you running from it? The answer to that question is not found in what you say. It is found in what you do, in how you spend your time, in what you prioritize, in who you are when no one is watching. When your name is called, I will not ask you what you believed. I will ask you how you loved. I will not ask you what you knew. I will ask you what you did with what you knew. I will not ask you about your theology. I will ask you about your actions, because faith without action is empty. Knowledge without application is useless. Belief without transformation is meaningless. You can recite every sacred text. You can attend every religious gathering. You can perform every ritual perfectly. But if your life does not reflect love, if your choices do not demonstrate mercy, if your presence does not bring peace, then what have you truly understood? Nothing. You have understood nothing. Because the point of all wisdom, of all truth, of all divine instruction is transformation. It is becoming someone who loves more, serves more, gives more. It is becoming someone who reflects the divine nature, not someone who merely talks about it. This is not about perfection. This is about direction. It is about waking up each day and choosing to move toward love rather than fear, toward truth rather than comfort, toward service rather than self-interest. And every time you make that choice, you are writing your answer. Every time you extend kindness to someone who did not earn it, you are writing your answer. Every time you speak truth when silence would be easier, you are writing your answer. Every time you choose to grow rather than to hide, you are writing your answer. And when your name is called, that answer will be complete. It will be the sum total of every choice you made, every moment you lived, every opportunity you either seized or let pass. There will be no revisions, no second drafts, no chance to go back and change what you wrote. It will be what it is, and you will stand before the truth of it. So write well, write with intention, write with love, write with courage, write with the awareness that what you are writing matters, that it will last, that it will be the testimony of your time on earth. Do not write carelessly, do not write selfishly, do not write in fear, write boldly, write truthfully, write with the full weight of your humanity and the full reach of your divine potential. You have been given everything you need. You have been given breath, time, choice, and the capacity to love. You have been given challenges to strengthen you, pain to deepen you, and relationships to teach you. You have been given a world full of beauty and brokenness, both of which can lead you to truth. You have been given a conscience to guide you and a heart to feel the weight of your choices. The only question that remains is, will you use what you have been given? Will you honor the gift of your life by living it fully, by choosing courageously, or will you waste it on fear and distraction? The choice has always been yours, and the moment is now, not tomorrow, not when circumstances are better, now, because now is all you have. So live it well, live it truthfully, live it with the full awareness that your name will be called, and that when it is, you will give an answer not of words, but of the life you actually lived every single day. Make that life something worth offering. Make it something that reflects who you truly are and who you were created to be. And when your name is called, you will stand without fear, without shame, without regret. You will stand as someone who lived fully, loved deeply, and became truly. And when your name is called, you will be ready.